As we have referred to earlier in the class, convenience foods and fast foods are major players and have had major impact on the development of obesity across the globe, not just in the US. Often, fast food is really high in fat and or really high in sugar, and a high-fat diet and a high-sugar diet will promote obesity. The more conveniences we have, remote controls, escalators, elevators, cars, technology in general, the less physically active we are. Kind of like this fact. Freudian slip there. I said fact when they really meant fact. About 100 years ago, 30% of the energy used in factory work and in farm work was done by humans. And now, thanks to technology and thanks to automation, around 1% of the work is powered by humans. So at any given time, people in the US are spending billions every year to try and lose weight. And apparently it's about 30 to 40%. So about a third of the US population is spending money to lose weight every year. The success rate is abysmally low. And the success rate of those who lose weight permanently is even lower. We sort of assume that every overweight person needs to lose weight to be thin and should be pursuing that goal. Less than 5% of all people who have successfully lost weight keep that weight off for at least a year. That last line is kind of a shocker. The failure rate of sustained weight loss is 95%. If you are obese, best bet is to work on weight loss through making good food choices and exercising regularly. If and when you have recognizable health benefits. So you have to look at the entire person, the entire patient. You can't just tell every patient you need to make better food choices and you have to exercise regularly. It's going to depend on that individual. So the effort in general it takes to reduce weight and to make those lifestyle changes are great, but it is far less than the effort and consequences of having a chronic disease that's associated with obesity. And you can have health benefits even if you have a small weight loss. So here's the example. A 60-year-old person might gain pain relief from arthritis in your hips and knees if you lose just 5 pounds. We oftentimes associate happiness with dreams of weight loss. And because of that, there are those who spend huge amounts of money on schemes because they claim they're going to help the person be successful in losing weight. Because of that, there are all these weight loss schemes that you can find on the internet, on TV ads, in magazines, those infomercials that run at night. Use this product and lose all this weight. There are probably hundreds of thousands of weight loss claims at this point, or treatments and theories. And there are very few that are effective, and many can be downright dangerous, if not detrimental to your health. Fad diets, they sound great, don't they? But generally they don't work. They tell you that you will lose weight really easily and really fast, and they can actually be bad for you and quite hazardous to your health. You might have minor responses like feeling nauseous, getting headaches, or feeling dizzy, Some cases, you might end up dead. Weight cycling is when people yo-yo diet. So you lose weight, you gain weight, you lose weight, you gain weight, you lose weight, you gain weight. When you do that, when you go through these cycles of losing and gaining weight, the body becomes super efficient in making and replenishing those fat stores. So yo-yo dieting does not work and actually can cause you to put weight on faster and more efficiently. And if you've experienced that, now you understand why. Because with each attempt, it becomes harder and takes a lot longer to lose that weight. And that weight goes on so much faster and so much more easily. And your weight cycling history can predict a person's success or lack thereof in terms of maintaining weight loss. The other scary thing about yo-yo dieting is that when you have those fluctuations of body weight, there seems to be a correlation between that and increasing the risks of various chronic diseases and even potentially premature death. Watch that video. So a lot of I would say a lot, not just some, a lot of those popular diet and weight loss programs can be quite misleading to consumers because they have these unsubstantiated claims or deceptive testimonials. Be careful with what you buy into, because a lot of the programs assume that the problem can be solved by applying willpower and hard work. If that were the case, the success rate for those who take off and keep off weight would be much, much greater than a measly 5%. People who are obese tend to blame themselves when it's actually the program they've been doing or the fad diet that they're on that has failed. The issue with those programs and those fad diets is that that sense of guilt and sense of failure actually adds to a person's psychological burden and may actually trigger them to eat more through stress. There are a number of quite aggressive treatments for obesity. And when you are considering them, or if someone is considering them, you need to take a look at the degree and the risk of the underlying disease in order to figure out what strategies are the best ones for you in terms of weight reduction. With the comprehension that obesity is at least in part related to genetics, and also because it is now being classified as a chronic disease, there are more studies and more research being done on specific drugs to help control obesity. The issue, though, is that researchers need to develop a drug that can be used over time without adverse side effects or potential abuse. And at least at this point in time, there is no such magic drug that will successfully help every obese person. In general, drug treatments and a good lifestyle management program can help obese people to lose around about 10% of their initial weight and help maintain that weight loss for at least a year. Weight gain, as you know, commonly occurs with the discontinuation of drug therapy, which means that treatment really, really needs to be over a long term. That oftentimes causes problems because long-term use of drugs can really cause some major problems including side effects, and therefore is risky. And then here's the other thing. We have relatively long lifespans. So no research or studies have been done as to whether or not a person would benefit more from maintaining 20 pounds or so excess weight, or if taking a drug for a decade or two to keep those 20 pounds off would pose increased side effects or additional problems that would hinder health more than if the person just had that extra weight without taking the drug. There are a number of new drugs that are being studied now, including some that block neuropeptide Y and others that stimulate uncoupling proteins. And there's more work being done on leptin. So, over-the-counter drugs. Phenylpropenalamine, that's how you pronounce it, is contained in some products that are listed there. Dexadiet, Dexatrim, Thinzy, blah, blah, blah. There may be some side effects, which include those that are listed there: nervousness, sleeplessness, hypertension, irregular heartbeats, kidney failure, seizures, strokes. Do you really want to try that? And there are people who turn to herbal products, so-called natural products. For example, St. John's wort does contain various substances that will boost serotonin and therefore suppress a person's appetite. You need to be aware, though, that St. John's wort is often prepared in combination with a stimulant, which is known as ephedrine. Very dangerous. Ephedrine-containing supplements have been related to several cases of heart attacks, as well as seizures, and have been linked to about 3,000 deaths. There is no magic weight loss formula, although I know many people wish there were. We will wrap this module up in the next section. See you there.